Forest Green deserved it. It was the one bit of quality, and they scored. So you've got to say fair play to them. But our midfield, it was so ponderous, and it was sideways, and it was it was predictable, and it was so easy for the three centre halves of Forest Green just to clear everything out, and it was just a repeating pattern. They got Christian Deutsch back from Hibs. He was up front, so during the second half, you're seeing the old Forest Green dark arts of players going down, staying down, running the clock. But we just did not impose ourselves in that midfield, and even with the substitutions, it didn't change anything. Even though Walker went off, he had a poor game. McAleer, we know what he's like. He's not really good enough. Come the end of the season, I wouldn't expect him to be there for next year because he's just not done enough. One good half against Harrogate isn't enough to earn a contract. And his passing was poor. It was all slow, really slow.
And the real frustration as well is that Forest Green weren't very good themselves. They were there for the taking. They were there to be beaten. They were low on confidence. You could see the panic with which they defended their lead in the latter stages of that second half. Yet still, Tranmere didn't have it within them to break them down.
No, there was times when, we did have players on the edge of the box, and either the fullbacks or Apto or Hawks were actually getting round the back. But then the ball into the area was either over everybody or floated in. Nobody was trying anything sort of different. Nobody was really having a shot from the edge of the box, or if they did, it was all rushed on sort of air shots, bad control. It was all panic and desperate. So it was panic from them defending, but panic from us trying to get a goal.
Why do you think this team does go from being so good one week to so poor and disappointing the next when they are playing a team who are considerably inferior in the game they lose compared to the match they won, which was against a team who are, in terms of points, significantly stronger?
Yeah, it puzzles you because you're like a fortnight ago at Doncaster away. Again, that's a game where you should be going there, getting at least a point. But again, it's flat as a pancake. I didn't see the Doncaster game, so I don't know how sort of Doncaster set up. But it is almost as if we have one pattern of play, and if the opposition do something different, so like Notts County, they obviously attacked us, and we were able to expose the space that they left in their defence. Likewise against Stockport, but against the sides who want to sit back, we don't have a plan B, and we haven't got that quality. We're not good enough, really, despite all the options that we have in midfield. It's all the same, as we've said many times. I suppose you guys got to look at the coaching of how we approach these games, because our lineup is the same pretty much every week. He doesn't like changing it. I think Atkins knows who he trusts. It's clear he doesn't rate Hawks. I think that's obvious because he only ever gives him 20 minutes maximum. But yeah, so I think he knows what he's going to get from that group, and he doesn't like to gamble with it.
Is it also a case as well that this is a team that does not have the ability to force a game or to be the tempo maker in a game? So if you look at the games against Notts County or Stockport, the emphasis and expectation was very much on the opposition to set the tempo and to be the team that did all the running, did all the attacking, and really took the game to Tranmere. Now, when Tranmere go into matches where you have expected them to set the tempo and where you thought that they will basically be the more aggressive and team who will grab the game by the scruff of the neck, they've generally struggled. Doncaster, that Morecambe game is another one that really sticks out. I mean, even to an extent against Barrow. I know Barrow were flying high up the table, but there were stages in that game where it was there for the taking. Tranmere could have taken that game by the scruff of the neck, and they didn't have the ability to do so. The same goes for Forest Green yesterday. So maybe they're a team who don't have the ability, the know-how, the tactical presence to go and force a match.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like with Walker last week, everybody was waxing lyrical about him, you know, and how great he played. But the times I've seen him, you know, whether I've actually been at the game, you know, I remember the Sutton away game, you know, and he was just like ponderous in midfield. You know, he couldn't keep up with the play. It was like he was running through treacle. And even yesterday, you know, his passing was poor. And there just didn't really seem any sort of options between Walker and Henry. They just very quickly run out of ideas. If there isn't the outlet for Apter or Saunders, so basically it's a through ball or somebody like Davis launches it diagonally. If that option's not there, that's it. We're done for the day. And it's a matter of will we concede. So like yesterday, defensively, you know, we didn't really have any problems because we didn't have anything to do. Forest Green had 2 chances. McKee saved it, and then, you know, they did score a great goal. Second half, they offered absolutely nothing. They had no interest going forward, and it was all about, come on, Tranmere, break us down. But we just weren't good enough to offer anything different to what we see normal.